been beyond impressed with the simplicity of the Nest and the fact that you can make an assessment within seconds, literally seconds.
And I think you can do years of psychotherapy and still not clear the problem. Where with the Nest, you can clear it in months or days.
As a result of integrating Nest into my practice, I'm getting many more referrals.
There's only so much you can do with nutrition, and there's only so much you can do with talk therapy and talking your way through traumas. There's some things that are just buried so deep or that you just can't put words to. For me and my practice, Nest helps address those core issues without even having to know what they are. Nest tells us exactly what to do next.
Are you frustrated with hearing this complaint from your clients? I feel so sick and tired, and nothing I do is making me better. What on earth is wrong with me? So often these clients come to you as a last resort. They've seen other doctors and tried all these different alternative treatments. They're basically desperate for you to help them to restore their energy, health and vitality to their worn out bodies, since no one else can.
She literally came to me in the beginning with really bad gut issues.
Today's popular medical approach on how to fix the body just isn't working.
Pain in my intestines and stomach, bloating after I eat.
And that's because modern medicine limits itself by focusing only on trying to correct the biology and biochemistry of your cells. They do absolutely nothing to discuss the third and most important force in your body's bioenergy field, the very source of your health and vitality. And sadly, as a result, many people don't get the long-term healing solutions they need. Now, nature made the human body to be an incredibly efficient healing machine, a healthy body that easily beats off viruses, pathogens, cancer, and environmental toxins. So what's happening that causes biology and biochemistry in the human body to break down? Now, as a natural healer, you already know that every living thing is surrounded by energy, and that everyone generates their own body field of energy. But what you may not know is that researchers have discovered that this body field acts as a control system that manages the self-healing powers of the body. Now, when energy is low, blocked or disrupted, biology and biochemistry can break down, causing the body's own self-healing power to lapse. That's why the most common complaint you often hear from your client is, "I'm tired." This is the first sense most people have that something is wrong. Now, what if you could go straight to the source to find out why they're so tired? What if you could look deep into your client's energy fields for the true healing solution? Well, now you can. And in a moment, I'm going to show you the amazing new scanning technology you can use to see your client's entire human body field, and it takes just seconds. But first, let me share with you a stunning new scientific approach that's restoring energy and health to thousands of people when nothing else worked.
I woke up and the fog was just totally lifted.
How's this possible? I mean, it's almost like too good to be true.
At Nest Health, we're the world's leader in the study of the role of energy in living systems, and we call this scientific approach Bioenergetics, And it's a powerful method because it's not based on biochemistry, but rather on physics and the energy that powers your body. It studies how your cells, body, and environment exchange energy and information to keep you in perfect health. Now, most medical professionals believe that cells are made out of matter and can only be influenced by other matter, such as drugs or chemicals. But in bioenergetics, the focus is on the energy fields that surround us and are within us. And as a result, our bodies are both matter and energy, and that matter too is energy. In bioenergetics, the body consists of three parts: energy, matter, which is the physical body, and the third component, which is information that is carried on the energy fields of the body. Now, we call this structure the human body field, and it's this information that directs the body's energy and controls your body's self-healing abilities. So when your body field is blocked or out of whack, it's the biochemistry and health in your body that breaks down. And while this approach has been ignored by modern medicine, it was just second nature to the great scientist Albert Einstein. And conventional medicine has never really merged the role of energy into the biological function of the body. They don't even acknowledge that these energy fields have an effect beyond being useful in diagnosing heart problems, like with EKG, and brain disorders using EEG. Instead, most doctors today believe that to fix the body's biology, then you have to change the body's chemistry, mostly through drugs. But the new bioenergetic approach believes that invisible energy fields have a great influence on physical matter. Now, Einstein said, "The field is the sole governing agency of the particle." And what this means is, it's energy through information that instructs each and every cell in your body what to do. But instructing the cells is a huge task. That's because the human body has trillions of cells which perform over 100,000 biochemical reactions per second. And each action must occur in the right order and at precisely the right time for the body to function properly. Fortunately, every human is born with an amazing self-healing energy blueprint of information that is carried out in the fields of the body. Now, this blueprint is common to all of us and is simply another way to say body field. But life's challenges, stress, diet, environmental poisons and emotional upsets, they all damage this original blueprint so that the energy field ends up blocked and the information to the cells becomes scrambled. And as a result, your body can no longer maintain optimal health and repair itself as nature intended. So the cells send out distress signals that we often feel as pain or fatigue. But when energy is surging freely and the body field is working properly, only then can it provide the right environment for your body to heal itself. And when this happens, the body's biochemistry, which is when the cells are doing what they must do, can function properly. The result? The body thrives and energy and wellness are restored. Now, I know this firsthand because bioenergetics is what restored me when no other doctor or alternative health practitioner could. 23 years ago, I was an active, athletic 18-year-old. I loved to hike, sail, go rock climbing, and even paragliding. But one day I came down with a high fever and no doctor could tell me why. Then I began developing other symptoms such as chest pains, swollen glands, difficulty thinking, and really overwhelming fatigue. I was so tired that I spent days in bed, and then it got so bad I couldn't get out of bed at all. And since the doctors couldn't tell me why I was sick, they simply diagnosed me with their catch-all favourite, chronic fatigue syndrome. and they really did absolutely nothing to heal me. So I turned to alternative health practitioners. I tried everything, like from raw food, juicing, fasting, herbal medicine, homeopathy, yoga, ozone therapy, chelation, hypnotism, psychotherapy, IV vitamins, just to name a few. But unfortunately, nothing worked, because nothing I tried was able to restore my energy or my health. And I ended up continuing to decline for another 8 long years. But I didn't give up. That's when I met a brilliant professor named Professor Peter Fraser, who had discovered a powerful new advancement in energy medicine. Since I wasn't getting better with a biochemistry approach, I began to explore the field of physics and the energy that surrounds the body, which led me to Professor Fraser and his absolutely incredible work. Now, as you probably know, Eastern medicine has used energy as the foundation of its healing practices for centuries. And we already know that the body is surrounded by fields of energy and also produces its own energy. Now, one of the names of this energy you may know is Qi from Chinese traditional medicine. The belief is how freely this energy flows through the body determines your health. While the ancients knew the powerful secret of energy medicine for centuries, modern research is only starting to catch up. Now, study after study is now showing that the positive impact that energy therapies are having on the health of the human body. For instance, an article that was published in 2015 by Global Advances in Health and Medicine, it reviewed over 30 published clinical trials assessing energy medicine therapies. Now, many of these studies showed that these energy therapies were able to reduce pain, and in another article published in the International Journal of Behavioral Medicine, researchers reviewed 66 energy therapies, and many of these studies were on hospitalized patients. The researchers were amazed to discover that these energy medicine therapies on these patients were able to reduce anxiety in heart patients and reduce the intensity of pain in burn patients. But bioenergetics takes energy medicine to an even more effective level. Let me explain. Your body knows best. In other words, the body is its own miraculous doctor. It was Professor Fraser who originally coined the term the human body field to describe the energy that surrounds and flows through the body. Now, this field is the body's intelligent, self-healing, self-correcting, energetic and informational structure that guides and directs the cells in their millions of daily activities. The body field acts as your body's master control system. You see, molecules and cells are unable to regulate themselves. They have to be told what to do. Now, your body field is the energy network that carries the information on energy waves to the cell so that the cells can act. If there's any distortions in the body's energy field, then the cells don't receive the correct information to work properly. As a result, this scrambled information distresses the body, which causes you to feel unwell.
There's a special group of proteins built into the surface of the cell called receptors. As the name implies, they are receivers of information. So in our body, on our skin, we have receptors: eyes, ears, nose, taste, touch, and this is how we respond to signals in the environment. On a simplified level, the cell is exactly the same thing. The membrane has these proteins that are the equivalent of eyes and ears and nose because they read light, or they read chemical vibrations, or they read sound vibrations. An environmental signal can be picked up by a receptor protein. The movement of this protein then engages another function inside the cell, so it's a cascade. And so environmental signals end up controlling the biological functions inside the cell by changing the conformation of proteins. A protein is a building block of the body. And then I can say, yeah, a cadaver is a dead person, and guess what? They got all the proteins, and you can see their body because it's the shape of the proteins, but life is not occurring. I say, so what's the difference between a live person and a cadaver? And the answer is, well, the proteins are pretty much the same. What's missing is the ability to send signals to the proteins. When there are no signals being sent to the proteins maintain their original shape. And if they never change shape, then there's no movement. If there's no movement, there's no life. Everything is energy, and all energy is coming together at any one point. You cannot separate energy. So the reality is we're in a field. Oh, well, is the field the broadcast? I go, yeah. How about a chemical? I say, well, that's part of the field because that also is broadcasting as well. So the difference between matter and inanimate, or not matter, in this case, that's an illusion that we've created. But quantum physics reveals, no, everything is energy. So one energy affects another energy. Energy is a broadcast. And so let's say if I want to watch television in the old days before cable, I have an antenna. The antenna picks up the energy of the field, and the system then translates that energy into a picture if it's a television set, okay? The cells are receiving a broadcast. They have an identity set of receptors, like antennas. When I'm sending signals to a cell, I can send a signal via a broadcast, just like, television broadcast or radio or cell phone broadcast. Or I can send signals using a chemical to be the carrier of the signal. It's really critical to understand that the ability to receive a signal and respond to it will determine whether you're going to live or survive. If you can read the signal, you can make a response. If you can't read the signal, you can't make a response. So the faster, more efficient way of signaling would be chosen by a cell to coordinate the life functions of 50 trillion cells. So it turns out on our individual cells, each one of us has a different set of these antennas. The relevance is this: my cells are coordinated by a broadcast of identity, and that broadcast is connected to the nervous system. So a thought can be broadcast to get 50 trillion cells simultaneously at the same time, while a chemical communication can never do that. Just because of the physical parameters of moving a chemical from A to B, can you move chemicals that fast throughout a body to get everything to coordinate? And the answer is no. The thing that can coordinate is a broadcast because it's transparent to the body. It can go through the entire body instantaneously and affect all cells instantaneously. Cells can respond to chemical signals, drugs, hormones, factors like that, and cells can respond to an energy broadcast. If I was going to pick, if a cell's life depended on getting the signal, which form of signaling would it really use? And the answer is an energy broadcast, because it's the fastest signal, and an energy signal is 100 times more efficient in carrying information than is a chemical signal. So I say, yeah, cells can respond to chemicals, but cells respond to energy signals with a higher priority.
Now, I believed if Professor Fraser knew precisely where to unblock the energy field and unscramble the information, it would be possible to correct the body field and give the body the right environment to heal itself. Wouldn't that be a miracle?
The electron is everywhere, and when you get a match, they can transfer information through space, bang, instantaneously. This is how energy medicine works.
Correcting the information of the body field, it could act as a catalyst for the body's biochemistry to start functioning. Now, the body's self-repair mechanisms could suddenly switch on and begin working smoothly once again. Now, thanks to your human body field, your body can act as its own miraculous doctor and heal itself naturally as it was designed to do. So why is medicine so backwards? Now, for centuries, the healing role of energy, or bioenergetics, it was all just a theory and ignored by conventional medicine. No one could actually see the body's energy field. No one could measure it, and no one could pinpoint with any accuracy where these distortions were occurring in the body field. And most importantly, no one knew how to interact with the body field, and no one could provide the body field with the information it needed to correct the dammed up energy flow that is causing havoc in your body. So the field of energy medicine was dismissed or ignored by conventional medicine, and many in alternative healthcare as well. Then, in an astonishing breakthrough, Professor Fraser changed energy medicine forever and birthed bioenergetics.
The curious thing is that the information isn't immediately obvious, it's protected. You know, the body works on an information system, but the information is fairly hard to corrupt because it's protected within the wave form of the electron. You see what I mean? So it was only now that we've got the model necessary in physics to see how information can be stored and how we can retrieve the information by going into the wave, opening it up, take the information out, and so on. The body does this all the time. The body accesses information within a waveform. Incredible stuff.
Now, when I first met Professor Fraser, I was still very, very sick, but very, very determined to heal myself. And he was considered one of the best alternative health researchers in the world at the time.
But I think now we have a viable scientific theory for how the body stores and accesses information. So we do have a medical revolution on our hands.
I'd also been researching energy medicine and natural healing methods. But once Professor Fraser told me he was trying to map out the human body field, I wanted to help. We talked about how conventional and modern medicine appeared to work backwards. Why did they look at invasive toxins and viruses and work so hard to kill them? And then came the aha moment that launched a health revolution when I asked Professor Fraser, wouldn't it be simpler to restore people's health by simply looking at the positive instead of focusing on killing the dangerous invaders? Why not look at the flow of energy and the information blueprint in healthy people and restore the original body field and help people to be healthy instead? It was a slap on the forehead kind of moment for both of us, and it totally altered Professor Fraser's approach to the mapping of the human body field going forward. So we began mapping out the first and only self-healing, perfect blueprint of information that we were born with. It was slow and repetitious work. We tested thousands of people's tissue samples and body fields to work out the original blueprint. We tested and retested everything, and we didn't stop until the entire body field was mapped out. It took us nearly 10 years, but our dogged persistence has paid off. Now, I believe this is the greatest discovery since DNA, and I'm not alone here in my belief or my excitement with this impressive breakthrough in understanding how energy flowed in and around the body. We've basically turned conventional alternative medicine on its head. They both looked at the body from the point of view of how to eliminate the cancer or virus or bacteria. Whereas with bioenergetics, our view is to restore correct healing information back into the body field, so the body's own self-healing mechanisms are able to take over. And with his research, Professor Fraser was creating what became the first detailed bioenergetic anatomical map of the human body field. Together, we developed the technology necessary to instantly scan the body field to uncover the places where energy distortions existed, causing restorative information to be scrambled. This was an incredible leap forward in the healing progress of medicine, greater perhaps than the discovery of the germ, penicillin, and the mapping of the human genome. Now, the centuries-old theories of energy medicine and traditional Chinese medicine had finally been validated through the mapping of the human body field into the exciting 21st century healing science of bioenergetics. Mapping out the body field for everyone to see made it possible to find the distortions and blockages scrambling the body's own ability to function correctly. But the question remained, how do we correct the information distortions in the body field and create this perfect environment for the body to repair itself? And the answer is in the liquid remedies that Professor Fraser and I developed called infoceuticals. Now, since we know that the right information is needed to have correct communication in the human body field, then new information must be introduced into the body. And infoceuticals are the safest, easiest, and most direct way to do just that. All you need to do is place a few drops of these infoceuticals in water and drink. It's that simple. Now, in a moment, I'll share with you how these cutting-edge remedies correct the body field and restore your body's own natural environment to unleash your body's own power to repair itself. But first, let me tell you about my own happy ending to my healing journey. Once I began taking these liquid infoceuticals, my energy returned. My fatigue and other ailments began to disappear. I was no longer bedridden. Slowly, I returned to the active lifestyle of my younger years, and my body was finally rejuvenating. And with my own miraculous results, I knew that turning Professor Fraser's groundbreaking life's work in bioenergetics into a practical health solution that could help everyone would now become my life's work. And so Professor Fraser and I launched Ness Health in 2003. And working together, we developed the practical technology and restorative infoceuticals needed to correct the body field and create the perfect environment your body needs to trigger its own self-repairing power. Based on the science of bioenergetics, healers just like you can now actually see the full human body field, quickly scan your client's body field in just seconds with a simple device to assess energy strength and flow within the body.
I've got a naturopathic practice. I'm doing lots of different things. This is just one more, but this looks like a really important one more that's going to give me access to things that I didn't have before.
You can also accurately pinpoint the exact location of any distortion in the energy flow, which is the true cause of any fatigue or discomfort your client is experiencing.
The accuracy has truly been amazing. It's one that, when you talk about something and then it ends up showing up on there, a lot of the things we've been working on, and I think it further emphasizes the point of, or makes it feel more real to them.
You can also safely correct the human body field by re-imprinting it with the needed information to restore the body's own self-repair mechanism and miraculously help your clients when no one else could.
I'm very excited about it, and I would tell anybody, if you're interested in anything with energy work, and I've been an RN for 38 years, I believe, this is just, it's unbelievable, what you can see with not only with you, but your animals who can't talk and can't verbalize.
They keep coming back, plus they're so blown away by what this scan is able to tell them that they're bringing in their family members and friends to us as well, because they want them to be on the same and have the same insight. Before, we would do metabolic assessments and we'd walk people through cleanses and we would talk about what they wanted and desired. But there was always the habits and the blocks that would get in the way. So we would lose clients that were saying they wanted one thing, but yet when it came down to it, went back to their old habits. What I'm finding is that with Ness's support and the infoceutical support, clients are able to make that transition to the next level and stick with it.
I'm pretty sure you'll be astounded at the results, just like I was. Just like the thousands of other practitioners around the world who are already using our system to help countless clients and patients.
We're not attempting to cure, diagnose, or treat any illnesses. We're not medical practitioners. But I tell my clients, results speak for themselves, and if you get well, what a benefit.
If you've ever been a patient, then you know that the most anxious and stressful time is that time between the medical test and waiting for the results. You worry and imagine the worst, and then too often these tests don't tell you what's wrong, and more tests are ordered. Now in my case, I spent years taking test after test, and not one led to a successful wellness plan. And many practitioners and healers tell me that the most frustrating part of their job is the difficulty in correctly discerning what's really causing their clients tiredness or discomfort, and how to help them.
Where the veteran has the experience and can actually see in real time what's going on the inside. That's a big deal. And you can explain it to them in layman's terms in such a way that if they're willing, they have the willingness to follow these simple protocols, that they can transition from being a victim of healthcare to being responsible for their own healthcare. And the fact that it's, I mean, if I can understand it, they can understand it.
So I started just scanning everyone who came to my own practice, and it was as if the scanner, in this very short, less than a minute scan, it was as if they had read the information that the client had just told me. So it had picked up on whatever situation that they had come to see me about, wherever they were experiencing pain or just being out of balance. And so I was sold. I was astonished at what it showed.
The scan is instantly uploaded and analysed by our proprietary and comprehensive decision aiding software, developed exclusively for the Bioenergetic Wellness System. Now in moments, the strength and flow of your body field is revealed on your computer screen, and now for the first time you can see beyond your client's complaints into their complete body field, detecting any distortions that's scrambling the information controlling their biochemistry. And finally, as a healer, you're able to see right to the source of your client's issues and discomfort. Now, no other test can do that and do it so quickly.
I had an electrical issue with my heart, a conductivity issue, and it was one of the things that came up on the NES. But then I've also realized that EMF exposure is a particularly pernicious toxin. So, you know, it's pretty wise to address that from a, you know, to address the cause. And Nest Health is, it's interesting that it doesn't really tell you, it's not the diagnostic space, you get this disease. It really just suggests these informational pathways that contribute to the pathology of the disease that we label. And it can contribute. Sometimes it aligns with what your actual issue is because it's, you know, they're the same, but it's, you know, it's these supporting pathways that all contribute to it that really address the cause. So it's doing a magnificent job of addressing the informational energetic component of health. With these other energy medicine devices, you had to travel to find a clinician. You know, you had to physically be there in person. Yeah. And you don't have to do that with NES. You could easily do it. I mean, literally it's seconds.
No more waiting for results. No more wondering what to do. Everything is at your fingertips. Now I guarantee that you've never seen any test result come back this fast. In just seconds, the wellness system analyzes over 150 systems and subsystems in the body field. And the cloud software returns a richly detailed overview of the body field. In just a glance, you know the health and strength of your client's body field. Not only that, but the system organizes and prioritizes any distortions using a simple, color-coded checklist that goes from green, everything's okay, to red, urgent attention needed. Now you'll be surprised at the simplicity of the visual graphics of the screens. They're so easy to read and understand, You don't have to have had years of medical training or schooling. All you have to do is follow the simple instructions on the screen. Plus, if your client has more than one distortion in his body field, the software shows you the preferred sequence of attention that your client requires. This is so important. Addressing body field distortions in the right order jumpstarts the body's own self-repair capabilities, so your clients are restored to wellness faster. But that's not all. You can get customized treatment protocols in seconds. The software also outlines an effective treatment plan that your client can start right away. The Bioenergetic Wellness System also matches the right infoceutical needed to imprint the correct information onto the matching distortion in the body field. When the infoceutical begins feeding the body field the new and correct information, your client's body field quickly returns to the powerful self-repairing blueprint that they were born with. Now, by restoring the body field, the body's biochemistry can now start to function properly.
Your foot's better. I'm
My
so
foot
happy.
is so much better. You know, I came limping in and I'm walking out and you said, how's my foot? I forgot there's anything wrong with it.
Awesome.
You've been taking good care of me.
Now you can deliver a laser-focused, personalized treatment protocol that delivers exactly what your clients need and when they need it.
I've had chronic back issues and a bulging disc in my S1, the very lowest vertebra, for over 7 years, and doing all kinds of things, tens of thousands of dollars, chiropractic decompression and massages and all kinds of stuff. Well, I just started the program and I did the protocols. I have done 3 scans and I just followed took the infoceutical waters for each scan, and my pain after 3 weeks was gone, completely gone.
With my health, it was no energy, chronic fatigue, high stress, going through the day was hard. You know, needing a nap, not focused. After that scan, I slept like a baby, and the next day my mind was clicking, and it was like, what was this? Tell me more. And I could not stop thinking about it. It was like every cell in my body had awakened. I'm focused, my thinking is clearer, I'm setting goals. I can see the vision, and it's like I actually feel in the back of my arms and legs the energy, and it's like I'm vibrating, and I'm propelled.
Now, after just a few minutes of scanning and reviewing your client's results, you know exactly what to do to start your client on their own path to abundant energy and wellness. And your clients will marvel at just how much insight you instantly provide from the scan. And they'll think that you're a miracle worker once they start to feel results so quickly. Follow-up scanning may be needed to measure progress and make any adjustments to the protocol as needed.
It's not somebody telling them, it's not judging, it's not anything. It's a physical thing they can see and they can relate to, and they see it on their body. They see that as their body. So it further connects of, okay, I'm doing this because this is what's going on in me. And that allows them to take over ownership of themselves. I'm not making them better. Their body field, their body has the information, or once it's provided the information, it knows what to do, and it can then heal itself and work through these things.
And here's an added convenience you and your clients will really appreciate. You can provide your clients with their own Bioenergetic Wellness System scanners so that they can scan at home. The scan results are sent directly to your Bioenergetic Wellness System account for you to discuss with your client via Skype or phone and make any adjustments to their infoceutical protocol. How easy is that? Your clients no longer have to be in the same location, town, state, or even country for you to treat them. You can provide the same high quality care, but without the hassle and time crunch of scheduling appointments and having to be at the office.
And so I've probably scanned last 2 or so months, 50 or 60 of my patients. I'm continually amazed at the things that it brings up which we already knew about, and a couple things that maybe I didn't know about, and they would say, oh yeah, that's true.
Next, I'd like to share with you the secret of the Bioenergetic Wellness System's infoceutical remedies, the simplest, safest protocol you'll ever use. So how do you correct the body field? Through the miracle of liquid infoceuticals. The simple genius of the Bioenergetic Wellness System is that your clients are not taking pharmaceutical drugs or fistfuls of vitamins and supplements. That's the old biology approach, which does nothing to correct the distortions in your client's body field, which are the true cause of your client's miseries. Now, these distortions show the point where the information transfer processes have broken down. And this breakdown is what's causing the pain, fatigue, and unwellness that your clients feel. And since our bodies are made up of not only physical matter, but energy and information as well, it takes fresh information to correct the scrambled information in the body field. So the question for Professor Fraser and I became, how do we get the correct information into your body? Well, what's your body mostly made of? 99% of the molecules in your body are water, and our cells float in water, contain water, and need water to survive. And I'm not talking about ordinary tap water. Instead, it's a special type of water molecule known as structured water, which is able to transfer energy and information to your body field.
So we did experiments, and the experiments show that really there is a fourth phase of water. And the fourth phase of water is somewhere in between a liquid and a solid. It's a kind of crystalline type of water, and there's a lot of it. You know, people have questioned the idea of water memory for good reason. The good reason is that the studies have shown that H2O, the stuff that's here, that the molecules are moving around at a very high rate, a femtosecond rate. And so any molecules that are randomly organized and moving around so quickly, it's hard to imagine that it could store any information whatsoever. Okay. But now we've discovered the EZ water, and this EZ water has a crystal-like structure. It's sort of like computer memory. If you think about computer memory, the computer memory is basically silicon dioxide atoms arranged in a regular three-dimensional array. This is similar to that. And so there's a possibility that the same principle that's used in computer arrays could be used here. So the possibility exists that this could store information. When we first started working with water and discovering this phase of water, we didn't, of course, at first know the structure. And the idea of information in water was something that seemed weird and strange and, you know, maybe possible. But now, with each passing year and seeing information, experimental evidence, clear experimental evidence that it can exist, it has changed my view a lot.
And since structured water is able to store and transfer new information and patterns of energy, we were able to imprint this water with information to restore the body field to its original blueprint. And we called this information imprinted water infoceuticals. And drop by drop, the liquid infoceuticals are encoded with the precise information needed to correct the body field, restore the body's optimal energy environment, and turn on the body's self-repair system so that biochemistry functions properly once again. Just like your cells have receptors to take in nutrients, they also have energy receptors to take in the information imprinted on the infoceutical. Now, what your client finally feels is abundant energy, vitality, and good health, just like I do now.
And I have tested a number of imprinted homeopathics from many different companies, and they all either test to be nonsense or to be massively unstable, and maybe they'll last for a couple of days and then they aren't anything. And my tests on the infoceuticals from Ness found them to really be what they're claimed to be very stable, and that was very surprising.
I had a woman who was in her 70s who had fallen, had a concussion. She was having dizziness, real balance problems, sleep problems, brain fog, and just one session where we did the ERs that came up on the chart, as well as 4 of the infoceuticals. And when she came back a month later, she had her energy levels were great. Her composure was so different. She wasn't experiencing the dizziness. She was sleeping. I marveled at the drama of the difference. And then she has an appointment for her husband next week. So that's just one situation, 1 month, at the difference it made.
The encoding process is proprietary, and I can't share much of the complex process with you. But what I can tell you is that the process is very similar to the way music is encoded onto a CD. These liquid drops are made up of microminerals and water, and this mixture is passed through a specially made machine, and this machine encodes the critical information into the mixture using a highly charged electrostatic field. Now you simply add these drops to water and drink. It's that safe and that easy. And in a recent study on the effectiveness of the infoceuticals, 231 out of 240 study participants reported improved health after using the infoceuticals. That's a whopping 96.5% success rate. Here's a few clips from some of the scientists that have really looked into how information can be imprinted into water.
The Earth is covered with water, and water is so central to all of nature, even out in the stars. But there's no field of water. Odd, crazy. We're trying to change that. But you know, biology moved from the entire system down to the organelle, to the molecule, to the part of a molecule, and people forgot about the water. And I think they need to restore this information, because there's so much evidence that water is so central to everything that the body does.
The first time I heard about Dr. Montanier's work, it's just unbelievable, and we believe the key point relies on the structure of the water that can actually contain the information. Basically, you have Dr. Montanier find a way, you have 2 glasses of water, and you put something in the first glass of water without physical contact. You put 2 glasses of water side by side together for a certain amount of time, couple hours, and then the information started to transfer from the first glass of water to second glass of water. To a little bit more detail, he put DNA in the first glass of water, filter it, and dilute it to a point scientifically should be nothing left in the first glass of water, and it stay with the second glass of water for a couple of hours. And then the magic thing happened. Dr. Montanier is an expert in DNA and virus field. He discovered the HIV for AIDS. So he put a segment of HIV virus in the first glass of water, and later on he used the second glass of water to do a DNA amplification, pretty much like electronic amplifier. When there's no signal come in, there should be no signal go out. Noise come in, bigger noise come out. So very, very interestingly, the second glass of water after DNA amplification find the exactly same sequence as the DNA Dr. Montanier put into the first glass of water. And it's been double-blind experiment be conducted. If that experiment really worked, that means not only water can talk, communicate, transfer information from one body to the other, they also has to have a memory.
And I think most of us prefer to rely on pharmaceuticals. You know, the drug industry can provide this and that to take care of every conceivable syndrome that you might have. And I have some friends who are taking, you know, dozens of different pills each day. So that's one approach. Another approach is to think about natural kinds of aids for cure. And water, I never could imagine 10, 15 years ago that this would be the case, but now I've seen enough evidence that that certain kinds of waters can actually reverse pathologies. This is the future.
Based on the scan and analysis, the Bioenergetic Wellness System will advise as to which infoceuticals that your client should take, in what order, and the number of drops to use. There's no guesswork on your part, and the healing protocol that you recommend for your client is unique to correct their specific body field and quickly activate self-repair. Unlike drugs and supplements, our infoceuticals don't focus on temporarily relieving symptoms. Instead, infoceuticals focus on restoring the body field to peak efficiency. Now, once that occurs, the body's own natural self-repairing abilities should do the rest. And you'll be happy to know that the infoceuticals are safe and have caused no known side effects. And ordering the Bioenergetic Wellness System infoceuticals is easy too. You simply approve or edit your client's treatment and we drop ship the infoceuticals directly to you or to your client.
I hope that was helpful. We're going to go ahead and send your infoceuticals right out to you, okay?
To see how quickly the infoceuticals are able to restore the body field's energy, just watch the following beautiful story of healing and return to wellness.
So what Nest therapy has meant for me is, for the last 20 years I've had curvatures through my spine. I've had 2 curves. And yesterday, through the process of taking Liberator, which allows us to undo the shock conflicts through our mind, overnight my spine has realigned itself. So I've woken up this morning, I've got quite a lot of pain through my rib cage, through my lower back, and it's all the muscles that are sore. It made me go feeling through my spine, because the only way that muscles in my ribs can feel sore is if my ribs have moved. My ribs can only move if my spine's realigned itself. So when I feel down my spine, I no longer have any curvatures. So it hasn't been through the process of massage and chiros and manual therapy. It's been working through it in my mind, which is what the Liberator, one of the infoceuticals, has allowed. It's allowed the shock conflicts to process and work through and then remove themselves from my body. And through doing this, my physical body's come back into alignment.
You're in a fantastic position because you're a medical expert, you're an MD, general practitioner here in Australia. Tell us, you have a full understanding of medicine and science, and you've observed, seen and used the Nest system yourself. Tell us, what are you seeing? What's your understanding of Nest therapy?
I had no idea what Nest therapy was about until a couple of years ago. Then I read Decoding of Human Body Field by Dr. Peter Fraser, and just reading the book, I'm full of admiration for the doctor. He's a scientist and he's worked for several years to bring out this Nest technology, and I was just curious, so that's why I came to this workshop. And I have suffered from chronic pain myself, and that's why I have sort of diversified my practice in providing people for pain relief with acupuncture and other modalities. So I was just curious, and yesterday I had a treatment for my chronic neck pain, which resulted as a result of a whiplash injury due to a car accident. And I couldn't believe how I could move my neck around for the first time. I had full range of movement and totally no pain whatsoever, and I woke up feeling excellent this morning. So I'm really looking forward to having more treatments and probably provide treatment to other clients of mine too, patients of mine, which is I'm looking forward to.
So Nest therapy is real?
Oh yeah, real for sure.
I discovered Nest through my trainer a few years ago, and have since been working with a Nest practitioner. This workshop for me has been totally, liberating. We've been taking a lot of liberating drops, and it's just transformed me. It's transformed me very much emotionally, psychologically, and from what I can tell by everybody here at the workshop, physically as well. For years I've been having a lot of TMJ pain right through my jaw. It's been so tense. Working with the infoceuticals and the My Health unit last night, the pain's gone. All the muscles right through my jaw are so soft. Just transforming. What else do you say? Phenomenal.
Bioenergetic Wellness System can be a powerful addition to your practice and is already helping a growing number of practitioners around the world build and simplify their business. Your job just got a whole lot easier. With the BioTouch scanner and the wide selection of infoceuticals, you won't need to struggle as hard as you do to detect and correct the root cause of your client's health issues. The Bioenergetic Wellness System will slip seamlessly into your practice. And finally, you can confidently answer that age-old client question, what's wrong with me and what can I do to fix me? With the infoceuticals working to restore the body field's original healing blueprint and revive your client's health and energy, it's now so much easier for you to help them achieve their long-term health goals. And now that your clients are feeling better and more energetic, they're more receptive to the healthy changes that you want to encourage in their lives, such as making good food choices, increasing activity, and making the healthy changes they need for long-term success. I hope you'll take us up on the offer to try out Bioenergetics for yourself and help restore abundant energy and health to your clients' lives, quickly and easily with less time and effort. If you do, you'll be enjoying full access to the Bioenergetic Wellness System's online training program and the online Bioenergetic Research Library that will help you to be successful in your practice. You'll also have full access to our online training program that covers all aspects of using the Bioenergetic Wellness System to help your clients to restore energy, strength and flow to peak performance and restore their vibrant, full health as a result. Now, each professionally produced online video comes with downloadable notes for easy listening and comprehension. Plus, you can access the online training program at any time on any device. If after having tried the Bioenergetic Wellness System for 60 days that you're not interested, it's okay. But if you would like to continue using the Bioenergetic Wellness System in your practice, we'll just charge your credit card the monthly fee, and then we'll continue charging the fee every month until you tell us to stop. That's right, you can cancel at any time, no questions asked. Now, I urge you to take advantage of these special savings that you'll see below. So join over 4,500 other practitioners that have used the BioTouch scanner and infoceuticals to restore abundant energy and healthy living to hundreds of thousands of clients. Now it's your turn. When you help your clients get their life back, they'll not only think you're a miracle worker, in their eyes you'll be their hero. Try the Bioenergetic Wellness System now.